Sometimes I feel so happy. Sometimes I feel so...
The 20th anniversary is a convenient milestone, but it's a step in a process. However, it does give us an opportunity to reflect on what we've achieved. I think it's a very good sign that in this year we received that award for the best club in the university sports union. We've got significant numbers of graduates of the club, or people who passed through the university but still training with the club. We seem to have a pretty good system for developing beginners, and that's one of the most satisfying things for me, is to see the quality of the character of the people that come through the club. So it's very pleasing. By the mid to late 80s, the Melbourne Kendo Club, I'd been training for about 10 years. The Melbourne Kendo Club had reached a number where it became obvious that we should try to expand. I had thought that Melbourne University was a good place to do that, and by that time there were 3 or 4 people training who were already involved with Melbourne University, either as students or perhaps working around the university. So 2 of those people were David Hook and Monica Edwards, and with a few others. That was really the start. Our first training was, I think, on the 14th of April 1989. In the club history on the website you can see our milestones that we've been in existence for a few years, had a certain number of members and showed them that we were fair income. And about 3 years later we moved up to the West Stadium. That was after we'd become an official sports union club, and the exposure there then meant that a lot of more people saw us and knew about us, and we got a lot more people beginning, so the growth of the club really started from there.
I started Kendo in 1996, and back then there were only 7 other beginners, myself included. And by the end of the year, the only remaining person was me. Out of 7, only 1 remained. And back then the group was much smaller. There would only be about half a dozen or so seniors training at the same time. To me, back back then, all those guys like Chris and Yakov, Ben, those were my seniors, and they all seemed scary to me. They scared the hell out of me. And it's amazing, after just 13 years now, there are, how many, 30 or 40 people constantly training, every training. I could hardly remember people's names, so it's been a big change. It continues for another 20 years, and yeah, I hope it all goes well.